Once upon a time, there was a poor shoemaker who lived with his wife in a small village. They worked hard every day, but they could barely make enough money to buy food and pay their rent. The shoemaker was a skilled craftsman, but nobody came to his shop to buy his shoes. One day, the shoemaker cut out some leather to make a pair of shoes, but he realized that he had no thread left to sew them together. He put the cut-out leather on his workbench and went to bed, hoping to buy some thread in the morning. To his amazement, when he woke up the next morning, he found that the leather had been turned into a beautiful pair of shoes. He showed them to his wife, and they both wondered how this had happened. The shoes were so well made that they sold for a good price, which helped the shoemaker and his wife to pay their bills. The next night, the shoemaker cut out 2 more pairs of shoes and left them on his workbench. Again, when he woke up in the morning, he found that the shoes had been finished and were ready to be sold. This continued for several nights, and the shoemaker and his wife were grateful for the help they were receiving. One night, the shoemaker and his wife decided to stay awake and find out who was helping them. They hid behind a curtain and watched as a group of tiny elves came into the workshop. The elves worked quickly and quietly, sewing the shoes together and adding finishing touches. When they were done, they disappeared as quickly as they had come. The shoemaker and his wife were amazed and grateful for the kindness of the elves. They decided to make clothes for the elves as a thank you gift. The next day, they made a small set of clothes for each of the elves and left them on the workbench. That night, when the elves returned, they found the clothes and put them on. They danced around happily, wearing their new clothes and laughing. From that night on, the elves never returned, but the shoemaker and his wife lived happily ever after.